Good morning, everybody, and welcome to your practice. Welcome to your space. Welcome to your own presence. And, here we go. Here we go. This practice is so potent. As far as, like I said, I feel into what I think maybe you need physically, mentally, breath wise. Like, there's so many places to drop into and explore. And so welcome to your practice. Welcome to your place of exploration. And here we go. So let's start by just taking the hands together and take a nice inhale, lengthen yourself. And as you exhale, bow your chin, but don't quite close your eyes. Just rest your gaze, maybe on your fingers or on the floor just past you. Let your jaw drop. And we're just going to start to spin this prayer wheel in your hands. So as you inhale, grow tall. Keep that length as you exhale, extend the fingers down, and then they come in towards the palm, backs of the hands come together. Yes. Okay, so we know this. You spin the prayer wheel. Add to your breath and let this prayer wheel be as big as you need. How big are our prayers today? And we'll send them out. And, I look at you here, and some of us were in Guatemala together. And if you remember when we did the cacao ceremony, we went up to the upper temple, and Wendy, who was facilitating, said to me, go and spin the prayer wheels. We need to move the energy in the room. And so I always think about that when I'm doing this. Just this, moving the energy, offering out our prayers. Feel your breath linked to this movement, the gentle motion of your hands. And then we'll just let the hands, the next time they come down, just let them rest, maybe, in your lap or on your thighs, palms up or palms down. Just feel all of that, a little bit of motion, intentional movement, activating, opening, and creating sacred space for you. We talk about the mental, physical, breath work, all of that, but this idea of creating sacred space for yourself just to simply be is probably what we remember the most at the end of class or a week after your class or whatever it is. You remember that, how it felt. So take a full inhale, friends. As you exhale, bring these palms together in front of your heart. Bow your chin, honor yourself, feel your devotion, your presence. And into that, we will chant Om 3 times. Inhale. Bow your chin, place your hands on your thighs, lift your chin, and open your eyes. Okay, I'm just gonna move the fingers around, move the wrists around, reach up as you are, keep moving your wrists and your fingers. Good. Take a few big breaths with your arms over your head, just to open up the side body. And one more big breath in, and breathe out, release your hands. Good. Okay, I'm going to come off where we're sitting, and you can take your blanket. Okay, so we're going to lay the blanket down to support the upper chest. So this is, folded it in half and half and half, and I'm going to fold it in half again. So I just get this little bit here. So I'll put that down. And then I have a block I'm going to use for my head. If you would rather use a bolster or another blanket, that's absolutely fine. And then set yourself up close to your support. I say this because one of us is in our kitchen, so you just use the counters and make that work. So we're gonna come, I'll just show you guys, we've done this before where we'll lie down, not quite so close to the wall. I'll just put the back on here, support the head with the block. And then we can have the feet on the floor, but just kind of mark it that if you take your legs up the wall, you're in a good place for yourself. So you can see I'm quite away from the wall. The heels sit nicely. I might go a little bit closer just for comfort. So that so the blanket is supporting the back of the heart, the upper back area, your shoulder blades, your head is supported in some way. That block could be lowest height, second height. Have your strap nearby. I don't know if I said that already. If not, find it. And then we'll just settle in here. And you can have the legs up the wall. If you'd rather start with them on the floor, feet on the floor, that's fine too. And we'll just take a few moments. Just settle in. Feel yourself supported. If you have the legs up the wall, you're going to feel that the low back is a little heavier on the floor. It changes your center of gravity. It's all fine. However you have your feet is fine. Good. Okay, so from here, I'm just going to take the arms over the head and just be with your breath again. Let the breath be invited in. Okay, so before we move on from here, just visualize yourself as you are. And I said this in class the other day, and it was the first time it resonated, like I came out of my mouth, and it really resonated. And I just said, how often did you see your parents do stuff like this? Right? And so you are taking, reclaiming something, some time, some space to feel and move, and that is amazing. So just as we're at the very beginning of your practice, give yourself kudos. Yay me. Doing this work. Good. We'll take one more breath. And then just bring your arms back down. We'll just let that part rest. Good. Okay. So just as you are, if the legs are up the wall, I'm just going to move the feet, like point and flex and roll into the outer edges of the feet, the inner edges, like just move your feet, the knees can bend. If the feet are on the floor, find that for yourself. As I do this, friends, I just noticed, I'm moving my hands and my wrists too, fingers too. Get the joints happy. Good. Okay, and then just let the arms rest. Legs rest. We'll just take 2 breaths here, do nothing. Let your feet turn out if that's what they want to do. Good. Okay, find your strap. And we're just going to place the strap over the center of the right foot. And then the right foot is going to the wall. And I'll place the heel right at the wall. If you want to put your left foot on the floor, that might be better for you, or you keep it lifted, whichever one. Walk your hands up the strap as much as they're going to go without arching your neck. So if the chin starts to lift, maybe the arms need to go down a little bit. Tuck your chin. And then the left foot can, it can follow along, or it can just rest. I'm just going to pull on the strap. Keep the right heel at the wall and add flexion into the foot. Maybe the right heel can even go up the wall a little bit more. You just kind of extend it. I'm pulling on the strap. I'm pressing the foot into the strap. I'm breathing. You're breathing. We're all breathing. Just let the back of your calf open. So even though I'm pulling on the strap, maybe the foot is doing more of the work. Just pulling itself into flexion here. Good. Let's take a few more breaths here, just explore. Notice if your right foot is turning out, and do your best to maybe pull on the outer, so the right hand maybe pulls a little more on the outer edge of the foot. Good. Okay, and then we're just gonna move this foot into its point. And maybe it's gonna go right against the wall, in which case, the strap is just there. It's just being held on by the heel. If the toes hit the wall, great. And if they don't, that's also great. And then I'm just gonna pull a little bit on the strap, right at the, strap is kind of at the heel part as I point the foot. And even though the hands are working, the foot's working, soften your hips if you can. Take a few breaths. Okay, you might start to get a cramp in the foot. Maybe you can just smile and be with it, but if you need to move it out, move it out. Take one more breath. Good. Okay, and then I'll just take the strap off the foot and just let both feet rest here. Hands can rest. I just take a little glance at my feet, and even with that little bit, I can see a different color between the 2 feet. So just be with that. Notice, if the right hip feels a little more grounded, even from that little bit of effort to open up the backs of the legs, the front of the legs. Okay, then we'll do the same with the left foot. And I'll just say it again, friends, this goes in the center of the foot. If you want to bring your right foot down to the floor, that is totally fine. Then you reach up with the hands as much as you can without taking it into your neck, into your chin. Okay, and then just start to draw the sole of the left foot towards you. I'm going to just really press that heel into the wall, and I am also doing the action with the foot itself. The right foot can just rest. Good. Okay, notice where you place your gaze. Are your eyes closed? That's fine. If they're open, just keep your gaze soft. Good. And keep flexing the foot, drawing on the strap without taking tension into your face. Okay, soften through the hip, even the left side of your glute if you can. And take 2 more breaths, just really pulling that foot into its flexion with the foot, with the strap. And then bring the foot into its point. So the strap will just slide down, and if you can get the pads of the toes to the wall, great. If not, that's fine. And then just gently draw on the strap. Keep the integrity in the left foot. Breathe as if you're doing nothing. One more full breath in, full breath out, and then release the strap. We'll just set the strap off to the side. Let your hands rest, your legs rest. Okay. I'm just going to bend the knees and place the soles of the feet on the wall. And, hopefully you're in a good place that they sit nice. You can slide yourself forward or back. And just feel the soles of the feet on the wall. And we're just going to pretend we're listening to some really awesome music. And you'll lift the heels up. And then place the heels on the floor, lift the sole of the foot up. Just do some good old toe heel tapping back and forth. Just like this, okay. And then as you do this, just notice if the low back is popping up off the floor, and maybe you can press it down to the floor. Keep breathing, and then bring the feet to rest. Just pause, let everything go. And then we're just gonna roll like we did before. Roll onto the outer edges of your feet. And on the bones of the feet, pull the toes back and press the outer edge of the feet into the wall. So much that, you feel even like your body is moving away from the wall, but do your best to stay. Hopefully the blanket is keeping you from sliding too much. Good. And then let the legs rest. If you want to straighten the legs or place the feet on the floor, or keep them where they are. We'll just take 2 more breaths here. Good. Okay, bring the feet back into this bent place if they're not there, and heel toe your feet to like, imagine you're going into like a squat. So you'll just widen them. Maybe they're going to go quite wide, depends on you. Turn your toes out, and they might turn a lot. They might turn a little. You might walk your feet down the wall. You're just coming to like, this squatty goddess position. So this is if you're standing on your feet. Imagine, you're bending your knees. The knees are out. And I'm just going to add the arms and just taking them out to the side, shoulder height, and then bending at the elbows, back to the hands on the floor. Tuck your chin and take a few moments. You might feel a little pulling on the inner thighs. If it's too much, walk your feet back up. Okay, just receive this open position. And take 3 more breaths. Good. And then slowly start to walk your feet, heel toe back to that sitting in a chair position. And then from here, friends, I'm just going to hug the knees into the chest. So just bring them in, take your hands over, hug them in. Maybe you flex your feet a little bit. Drop your shoulders if you can. You have this support of the blanket behind you or beneath you. And let's take 1 more breath. Good. Keep the left knee into your chest. Set the right foot back into that bent knee position. Okay, I'm going to cross this left ankle over the right knee. So this is where you might need to shuffle back a little bit if it's too tight. Good. Okay, and then once you're in this, I had a teacher who called this magic 4. She called this the magic 4 position. So take your magic 4, know where your left knee is, and as you inhale, bring the left knee in and across or on the center of your chest if you can, and as you exhale, just open it out. So you could use your hand if you want to drive this action, or just let it be the hip doing the work. A little flexion into the left foot, just opening and closing. Okay, notice how the breath will start to sync up. Good. Let's do a few more. Let's be with the hip movement. Good. All right. And then just stay with the cross, but bring it into whatever neutral would be here. Okay, soften through the whole back body. Good. And then you're welcome to just stay like this. If this is giving you enough, great. If you want to bring that right thigh in, thread the needle. You can bring the hands behind the thigh or on top of that shin. Flex your feet. And then if you've taken the foot off the wall, maybe you want to rock side to side. And if the foot's at the wall, you just articulate the right foot. Rock side to side. Good. Find your breath. Okay. Now drop into your stillness in this shape. I'm going to just shift this package a little bit to the right. So if the foot's at the wall, maybe you walk it a little bit to the right, just enough to, find a little bit of tightness, and then smile. If you want to turn your head a little bit to the left, we could do that. You might even notice as you turn your head that there's something that reacts to that or gets a little bit more tight. Okay, nice, big, beautiful breathing. Okay, 1 big breath in. Stay as you are in this shape, but just kind of move it back into center. And from here, I'm going to take the right hand, grab the sole of the left foot. The left hand's going to grab the left knee. I'm going to move into this baby cradle. I'm going to just pull this left shin in. Right foot's coming back to the wall, or I'm going to straighten the right leg up like we were doing. And then just hug this left shin in towards your chest. At the same time, you resist. If you can't grab your foot, you grab whatever you can. Maybe it's around the ankle. And I'm just going to press this left shin. So from knee to sole of the foot, outer edge, I'm pushing away and I'm pulling it in. I'm just looking for that place where I feel this is happening. I'm going to anchor the right heel to the wall. Nice, big, beautiful breath. And now start to rock this little leg, baby. You can soften all that effort and just move it side to side. Okay, so from here, I'm just going to send that left leg across the right, cross the knee over knee or knee over thigh or anything there. Good. Now I'm going to start to bend that right leg again. So I'm in this cross, and maybe you stay here or you bring it in. Yep, you got it. So the hands go on top of the left knee, the right knee, or behind the right thigh. At the same time as I'm pulling in, I'm resisting with the legs. Drop the shoulders, flex the feet. Okay, see if you can melt your back a little bit to the floor. One more breath. Okay, I'm going to release from this. Soles of the feet to the wall. I'm going to heel toe the feet out. We're coming back to goddess pose. So let the feet go as wide as they like. Here's a marker for you. If you have the room, knee over ankle, and maybe the knees in line with your hips, if that works. The feet have turned out so that the toes are the same direction as the knees. And then the arms can come back into this, goddess pose with the arms out to the side, and then you bend at the elbow. But if you do this and your hands are lifting off the floor, then that's probably not the best place for you. So find, where you can let the backs of the hands be on the floor. Okay, so now we're in this shape. We've already done it once. I'm going to use the wall. Really going to push the feet into the wall. I'm pulling the toes away so I get all the parts of your feet with the bones are pressing into the wall. The arch is going to lift just by lifting the toes. And then take your back, and if it's arching, if it comes off the floor, just push it back down. And then smile and breathe. So there's effort, you're pushing the feet in, there's effort. The knees are drawing more towards the floor if that's there. One more breath. And then stay in the shape, but just release all the effort. And we'll take 3 breaths here. Soften. And then consciously heel toe your feet. So we're moving the ankles, the feet, everything like you're a fabulous tap dancer. And then come back into your sitting position. We're going to bring the right knee into your chest. You can even just hold it here for a moment. And then we'll cross this right ankle over the left knee. 2 sides can be very different, so accommodate. If you need to back up, back up. Flex your right foot. Okay, and the arms can be wherever you like, on your tummy, out to the side. And we'll just start with this magic 4, moving the right knee in and out. Okay, and maybe you can remember what the other side felt like, and you have one side that's tighter than the other. It's the way it goes. I know this is my tighter side, so I can feel that. Then move with your breath. Feel your hips maybe rocking. Good. Okay, I'm going to do one more. And then we'll just be here. I'm going to really press the left foot into the wall, flex the right foot, melt the head, the shoulders, the back. And then you can stay here or move to thread the needle. So the left foot can come away from the wall and the hands can go behind the thigh or on top of the shin. Change the interlace of your fingers. And then be here. Just receive this. Drop in anything you're feeling. So, oh, wow, that's great. I'm going to let that go. Breathe into it. And now I'm just going to shift this package a little bit to the left. So if your foot's at the wall, just walk it over. Just a little bit. Just find something a little more tight. Breathe into all of that. Anything you're feeling. I see you. I feel you. I got you. And take one more breath. Then if you need to walk that foot back to center or bring yourself back to center. Okay, we're going to grab this right leg, baby. So right hand grabs the knee, left hand around the sole of the foot or the ankle. And then you draw that in, the left leg goes back to the wall. If it's not there, it can go straight, it can go bent. If you need to put it on the floor, so many options. Then I really flex that right foot. I'm going to press foot and knee into the hands, and I'm going to resist, pulling it back. My left heel is anchoring into the wall, and I'm smiling. Good, breathe here. Use what you've got. Nice. Okay, now we just kind of soften a little bit so you can release some of that effort and start to rock this knee in and out. Like this is like the greatest thing you've done for yourself today. And then do one more. And then we'll just let this cross over. So be here, rebend or bring it in, yogi's choice. And then the hands can go on top of the right knee, on top of the left knee, or behind the left thigh. And just hug it in. At the same time as I'm drawing it in, I'm also lengthening my tailbone towards the floor. So just adding a little bit of resistance, flex through your feet. Soften your shoulders. Good. Okay, take one more moment here. And we're going to release again into the goddess at the wall. So feet to the wall, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Find your opening. Put your arms where you need. Breathe and be. Okay, so just feel yourself. I'm not really putting in a lot of effort. I'm just allowing the body to soften and spread out. And I'll just take 2 more breaths like that. Just no effort. The shape of the pose. Be the pose. Okay, and then I'm going to add the feet. So I'll flex the toes and just press the feet into the wall. As I do that, you start to move forward. You might even lift your head, readjust, pull the chin in, take the back to the floor, open the knees, press the feet, toes are lifted. One more moment here with all this effort. And then release, heel toe your feet back, and then yogi's choice how you want to rest. I'm going to extend my legs. You can have bent knees or feet on the floor. Just close your eyes. Good. Okay, well, here we are. Might as well do this one next. So let's take the strap again, and we'll just place it over the right foot. Let's start with the right foot, and just bring the heel to the wall. Let's just slide your strap up until it's on the balls of the feet. So that's just where, toes become foot. And then I'll let the hands come up without lifting the chest or the head. Find your sides of your strap and gently pull here. So again, we're bringing the foot into its flexion. Okay, center your heel at the wall, friends, as much as you can. Okay, now stay as you are. So you have the strap over the balls of the right foot. Anchor the left heel into the wall. And we're going to start to take this right leg away from the wall. And it might not go that far, you know, because we have the tushes on the floor. So depending on the openness in the back of your legs, that's how far as you're going to go. And I'm going to take both straps into the left hand. The right hand is going to just hold this where thigh and hip meet. You could put the thumb in the hip crease, you know, we do that too, or the hand can just kind of press the thigh back. And I'm going to keep the legs straight and just cross it over to the left a little bit. Just a little bit, like it wouldn't even be visible, as if I'm moving the foot to the center or anything here. Good. So just find this, you know, you're opening the back of the, well, maybe it's the front of the hip crease. I'm just pushing it away, drawing the leg over a little bit. Soften your shoulders, notice any tension. Okay, and then without moving the legs, so fire up the legs so you can switch hands without changing where the legs are. The left hand can rest on the left thigh, and now I'm just going to move this right, as if this right leg wants to go towards my right shoulder. Okay, don't let your hips lift. If I lift my hips, I can get this leg to come all the way down. Keep your whole back on the floor. So you find it through opening the legs. I'm just adding this pull on the strap to get that little bit more flexion. I can really feel my calf opening here. Good. One more breath. Good. Okay, separate the strap into both hands. You can let the leg kind of find its place. So if we had it forward, just take it back. I'm going to lift the head and chest and pull myself towards this leg without lifting. You know, if I bring the leg, if I lift it, lift the hips, I can bring it right in. And keep the hips down. Use the foot. Just lift your head off wherever you are. Draw your abdominals in. Let's take one more breath. And then slowly lower chest onto the blanket, head onto the block. Take the strap off, bring foot to the wall, and then let's just take a few moments to feel what that's done. So I'm just going to let the feet flop and just feel, you know, maybe you can feel the right side more grounded than the left. Good. Let's take one more breath. Good. And then set yourself up. Strap over the balls of the left foot and left heel to the wall. So we have both heels to the wall. I'm just going to walk my hands up the strap without arching my neck. Pull this foot. Keep the heel at the wall. Just draw it down. Maybe you add the toes. Okay, stay with that. So you're just pulling on the two sides of the strap. Whoops, kind of lost the strap there. Pull the foot into its flexion, heel firmly at the wall. Now I'm going to add the right heel, just really pushing into the wall so I can take the left leg away. And you're going slow so you feel, okay, I don't want to lift my tail. Wherever this leg goes is where it goes. If it doesn't come that far off the wall, that's okay. You're doing the work. Okay, so just be here for a moment or two. Feel that, you know, the right heel pushes into the wall. Maybe the leg can move forward a little more. Keep flexing the left foot. You can say press the heel towards the sky if that helps. Good. I'm going to take both ends of the strap into the right hand, and the left hand is going to find the front of the hip or the hip crease. Just open that away, and I'll bring this left leg as if it's aiming towards the right shoulder, but it's such a small movement, friends. And then smile and be to whatever you've got here. Soften your back. Then take one more breath. Good. Okay, then we'll switch hands. The right hand can rest on the right thigh or out to the side. Okay, find the integrity in the foot, in the heel, in the back of the leg. And now we aim this left foot as if the toes want to aim for over your left shoulder. That it doesn't need to go anywhere near there. Just think about it, moving out a little bit, coming up. Keep the right leg, the integrity of the right leg. The integrity of the tailbone, aiming to the floor. You know, I'll say this too, you know, I know my left leg is starting to shake a little bit, and that's just like things waking up. So if you're having a little bit of shaking, it's okay. That's good. Congratulations. Take one more breath. Good. And then we'll just bring the leg back so you hold each strap. And maybe the leg needs to move closer to the wall. You're gonna find the flexion. Okay, so we are gonna lift up, but let's do it together. Just stay as you are, take an inhale. As you exhale, press your back into the floor, then you lift your hip. And you just pull this leg push the thigh back. You do that inside, you know, the head's lifted. Maybe your chest is lifting too. Draw your belly in. Breathe. I'm taking my gaze to my toes. You're so cute. And then as you exhale, lower your head down. Take the strap off. Both feet to the wall. We'll take 5 breath rest, however you want to do that. Good. Okay, I'm just going to take the strap and set it aside. It's on the other side. I'm going to bend the knees again, feet to the wall like you're sitting in a chair. Okay, so I'm going to lift the hips up. They're going to come up. That's what we're going to do. I'll just tell you. So that block under the head might be a hindrance. It might be okay. You never know. If that's not happy for you, you know, you can always just adjust, pull the blanket up behind your head and get rid of the block completely. So we'll just kind of play with the first one and you'll see what you need. Okay, take your arms down by your side, spread your fingers, anchor your upper arms. So, you know, even if they are just pressing into the blanket, take a full inhale. As you exhale, press your mid-belly to the floor. And then on the inhale, push the feet, start to lift the hips. Maybe the head, you know, you just kind of be playfully curious. I'm just going to push the feet into the wall. You might want to walk your feet up the wall. My chin is tucked into my chest. Take one breath. And then lower yourself all the way down. Okay, so now you know. Did that feel good? Maybe not so good with the block. Take a moment, adjust. Okay, I'm going to actually do that. I'll take the block out and just pull this little blanket up and then come back. Okay, so this time I'm going to take the arms up and over the head as I lift the hips. You don't have to do that, but start with spreading your fingers, anchor the hands, take the tops of the shoulders, upper arms to the floor. Inhale fully. As you exhale, push down with the mid-belly. The tail will start to lift and then push into the feet. Inhale, lift your hips. Maybe your arms are going to come up and over. The feet might walk up the wall. Push the feet into the wall, breathe. And exhale, lower. Okay, I'm going to take the arms down. We're going to rest here. So feet on the floor, feet on the wall, whatever you like. Good. One more full breath. Let's bring your knees into your chest. Just hug them in. Good. Take 2 breaths here. Good. Okay, I'm going to roll over to the right side. And you know, I like to pause for a breath or two before coming up. So take your time. Good. Bring yourself up. Good. Maybe we need a moment. While that lying down. Okay, I'm just going to take the block and just bring it in. And then we're going to stand up. Maybe, you know, no hands. But if you use hands, it's fine too. Okay. And I'll just take this up. All right. So I have the block here, and I'll just turn to face you. So the block is going to be, it's going to face you in the short side. So I'm just going to turn mine here. And then you have your wall or your counter if balance is a problem. Actually, no, I'm going to face this way. Okay, so we're going to start with step behind the block. And then you can put your hands on your hips. And we'll just take the right balls of the feet to the block. So the heel's on the floor. Okay, take a moment. The toes can grip onto the block if that feels okay. Now the left leg is going to start to walk forward. And so here's where you might, maybe if you face the wall, it might be easier to if you need that balance. So I just take that left foot forward, wherever it's going to go. The hands can stay on the hips. Okay. My block is lifting. That's going to happen. I'm just pressing the heels into the floor, particularly the right heel. Really anchoring the toes to the block. Breathe here. If you can take the arms over your head, you want to reach up. Be in your right foot, the heel to the floor. One more breath. And then take your hands back down. Step the left foot back, take the right foot off. And then just pause here. Just feel. And we'll take a forward fold. So we have the block if you need it. Let's inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. As you exhale, open the arms. If you need to bend your knees as you fold, do that. If you want to use your block for support, do that. Put your feet a comfortable distance. And now as you drop in, we've done all this work on the backs of the legs already, but just from that one stretch, maybe you feel a difference between the backs of the right and the left leg. Good. Let's take one more breath. And then bend your knees a lot. Sweep your arms out to the side and inhale, come up, reach up. And exhale, release your hands to your hips. Look at your block. Adjust your feet, and we'll take the left foot, balls of the feet to the edge of the block, heel on the floor, and the toes can grip. And then once you're ready, you're just going to walk the right foot forward. If you need the wall, find it, use it. That foot, maybe it doesn't go far forward. That's okay too. Be where you need to be. Breathe. So I'm really paying attention. Left heel to the floor. The toes are gripping. I feel this through the calf. And I'm just going to embrace this place. Good. Let's take 2 more breaths. Good. And then release yourself. And just step back again. Drop your arms. Feel what you've done. Good. And then inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold into your forward fold. Good. Drop in. Just let your head go. Shift the weight. So maybe it's moving forward and back a little bit. Okay. So you have your block or your hands are on the floor. And we're just going to do that. We're listening to good music. Lift your heels and then lift the soles of the feet. And so if you need to bend your knees a lot to make that happen, that is okay. The straighter the legs are, then the more lengthening we're getting. But, you work with what you've got. Okay, you can do a few more like this. Good. Okay, come to your center. And we're going to move it into goddess pose. Well, let's start from standing then. So bend your knees, sweep your arms out to the side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, take your hands to your hips. Okay, I'm just going to turn to face you. I'm just going to step the feet apart to, maybe it's not super wide. 3 feet maybe. Turn your toes out. Hands to your hips or to your waist even. Inhale. Now as you exhale, start to open, sit down. And then as you come in, you might be like, oh, I can go wider or I need to go narrower. Turn the toes out. And then we'll just start with this little, side to side. Maybe you even lift the sole of the foot up as you do this. And we can add the arms. Breathe, open your chest. Yes, so cute. Yeah. And then come to your center, and I'm just gonna drop in here. This is a lot of work, so you can put your hands here if this is a better place. Open your hands, open the knees. One more breath. And we'll just take it to forward fold. So you just release your hands, turn your feet, drop down a little wider this time. Even turn your heels out, toes in a little bit. Drop in, breathe, believe. Good. Okay. So nice. So just take your hands to the floor, come up to this halfway where you just lift the head. I'm going to turn the heels out, toes in. I'm just walking them in. We're going to move into squat. So you know where you need to be for that. And you have your block. If you want to sit on your block, that's okay too. So wherever you are, and I know for some of you, this is a better squat. So, you work with what you need. Okay, if your heels are lifting, well, you have your blanket. So you can even put the blanket so it supports your heels and your toes are on the floor. So whatever works, it's just breathe and be as best as you can here. You're gonna take it for a little baby twist. So I'll take the right hand, put the left hand, and just turn or lift the left arm up. Whichever one, open, one more breath. And then you just switch sides. So the left hand comes down, maybe the right hand to the thigh or the knee, or lifts up. We'll breathe, embrace, love. Good. Okay, I'll bring the hands together. I'm going to come back to sit here. So if it works, sometimes if you lean forward, you can get the tush to come down nice. Good. And then once you come down, maybe you want to sit on that blanket. And we'll just take a few moments just sitting. But, let's do this. We've done all this work on the legs. So take the legs out and make it comfortable. It doesn't need to be super wide. Just center your heels as best as you can. And, if your heels, I think it's been a long time since we've all been in the room together, but if this hurts your heels, you can put your socks on and just be here. So for this moment that we're here, feel the legs drop down and you can grow yourself tall out of that. So you're not pressing the legs down. It's just, they melt. Lift yourself up. Good. Okay. Left hand to the center, right hand to the outside. Just turn so you can look at your right foot. There it is, high right foot. I'm going to flex that foot like we've been doing. So I'm just going to pull the toes back. The left foot can do whatever it wants. Just focus on this foot, turning, the flexing. Anchor the heel. If the knee needs to bend, that's okay. Good. And then we're going to put this foot into its point. Okay, so that might cramp. I'm getting a cramp. I'm going to try and breathe through it. One more breath. And then just turn the foot around a couple times. Good. Okay, bring yourself back to your center. Pause here. Let the legs just be. Good. So just feel the legs soften. You're not pushing them down. They're just softening. Okay. Right hand to the inside. Left hand to the outside. Turn and look at your left foot. And then the right foot can do what it wants. You're going to bring some flexion in. Keep the heel on the floor. You can lift your chest. Pull the toes towards your knee. And just be here. And keep drawing that foot into its flexion. Lots of integrity. And then release. Bring the foot into its point. And just look at it. Nice, easy breath. It's just joint work, friends. I'm just working on our joints. Good. Take one more breath. And then let that foot do what it wants. Good. Okay, let's bring the feet into Baddha Konasana just to give a little footy. Just rub your feet, top, bottom, sides. Good. Okay, I'm going to come to sit in Virasana. And I know it's not for everybody, okay? So whatever works for you is fine. I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. We did this last night, and I just felt such a good grounding in the feet. So I'll take the block, go between the feet. Then I'm going to add the bolster, and it could even be your blanket if you don't have your bolster nearby. I'm just going to put that on top. Okay, so it's just resting like maybe in towards the calves. And then when I sit, I get this so much pressure on the feet. Okay, so if this doesn't work for you and you need to keep your hands on the floor here, or maybe you need more height, you know, you just flop all your stuff. So you might be here. This might be your pose. And that is totally fine, or you're sitting. So I added the blanket. Now I have even more weight on the tops of the feet, and they're just all that pointing work. Okay, I'm going to add cat-cow just for fun. So you could do that with your hands on the floor, you know, just arching your back, sitting as you are. Good. And just for fun. And then just settle in, you know, do that a few times and settle into this sit. And if you're able to, you know, I say go forward if it's too tight, but maybe you're open, can take the hands back and really be here. Oh, so much happening. Good. Breathe. Okay, and then we will come. I'm going to say it so slow because I love this, but I'm going to say, come on out. Okay, and as you come out, you might want to take a downward dog just to stretch out the backs of the legs. Yes, I think that's a good idea. I'm going to turn around and put my feet at the wall though, because, you know, we've done all this wall stuff. So let's just embrace everything we've done already. So as I move into downward dog, I'm just going to walk the heels to the wall, the toes on the floor. And, you know, if you need to do this on your hands and knees, if that's a better way, that's fine. Okay. And then I'm just going to press the heels into the wall. Press the balls of the feet into the floor. Press the thighs back. If you feel so inclined, maybe you take one leg up and maybe it just reaches in the air. You put the toes at the wall, press the heel away. Be wherever you need. Breathe. Good. And then release and we'll switch. So find the left heel at the wall, left balls of the feet on the floor. And then the right leg can lift up in the air, or the toes can tuck into the wall and just push the heel to the wall. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Good. Okay, well, we're almost at Shavasana, but if you're at the wall and you want to put you're like, I feel like a handstand. Then you can put both feet at the wall. Maybe the legs go straight, maybe not. Maybe you just kind of play, see what happens. Take 2 more breaths. Walk yourself down if you're not there. Okay, child's pose. I'm going to do it with the toes tucked under. I have my bolster here. I have my blanket here. Might as well use it. And I'll just drop in. You make it work. So I have the toes tucked under just to keep the feet open. If you want to put the tops of the feet down, that's just fine. Take child's pose however you like. Just let it be with your breath. Slowing down. Embracing. Good. And then take 2 more breaths. Let them be nice and filling. Let's hit 2 more breaths, and if you're ready to slip into something more comfortable, your Shavasana, you can do that now. If you want to stay here, or there's anything else you think you need, you know, maybe you want to rock a little bit, because we've done all this foot and calf work. So, you know, whatever you want to do. And then legs up the wall for your Shavasana if you like, because we're there. Or just bring yourself into lying down and use your props. Make it nice and warm and comfy. Good. Okay. Beautiful. So I do have socks here. Let's throw them on. And I think I set up for Shavasana, but I think I'm going to change and go for legs up the wall. It's morning practice, kind of a nice thing to do, but whatever you do is great. However you choose to rest here. Okay, so I just kind of sit on the bolster. I have a blanket here I'll use for my head. Okay, so make it comfortable. Use your props in a way that feels good. You want an eye pillow. Okay, just notice once you get settled, if just naturally that breath comes in. Scanning your body, dropping in more deeply, surrendering completely. And staying in your rest for as long as you like. And if you're ready to start to move yourself out, elongate your breath, feel that, and then add in the rest of your journey. Make it a journey. Really take your time, friend. Make your way to sitting whenever you get here is the right time. Beautiful. Nice and slow. That's it. And just here as you're preparing, it's the end of our practice. And just love this saying just comes into my head, this no one to be, nowhere to be, just be. Not wearing any hats right now except for you. And once you come up to your seated, then just take a few moments and receive this shift of energy, this space, this sacred space you've carved out for yourself to practice, to breathe, to feel, to move, to embrace. And take a full inhale as you are. And on your exhale, bring the hands together at the heart, bow the chin. Great honoring and devotion, this act of self-love. On your next inhale, grow tall. Exhale as you are. And we'll join together in our May We Be Blessed mantra. Actually, before I start, if you want to turn on gallery view, and then you're welcome to do that, and just kind of, it's fun to see who you're practicing with. And yes, good. And, all right, let's inhale. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy. May we be happy. We'll seal that with one Om. Inhale. Bow your chin. Take a full breath in. Breathe into your hands. Catch that breath. Om Shanti, Om Peace, Om Peace, Om Peace, Om Namaste. Lift your chin and open your eyes and offer that. And we'll offer it out and out and out and out and out, wherever it needs to go. And then we'll take it in. Thank you, friends. Good. Oh, yes. And hopefully you're set up for some nice outdoor walking, because it's going to be gorgeous this weekend. Thank you so much for being here and playing yoga. So much love, guys. Have a great rest of your day. And see you soon. Love you all.